Thus I have heard. At one time the Blessed One was dwelling in the royal domain of Vulture Peak Mountain, with a great gathering of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time the Blessed One was absorbed in the samadhi of the many aspects of phenomena called profound appearance. At the same time, noble Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva, looking at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, saw the five skandhas in their natural emptiness. Then, through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said to the noble Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva, "How should a son of the lineage train who wishes to follow the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom?" Thus he spoke, and the noble Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva answered the Venerable Sharadvati Putra with these words: "Shariputra, those men and women of the lineage who wish to follow the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look at it like this. The five skandhas should be seen purely in their natural emptiness. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form also is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, recognition, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are emptiness, and having no characteristics, they are unborn and unceasing. They are not impure or pure. They neither decrease nor increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no recognition, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no appearance, no sound, no smell, no taste, no sensation, no phenomena. There is no quality of sight and so on until no quality of mind and no quality of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no exhaustion of ignorance, and so on up to no old age and death and no exhaustion of old age and death. In the same way, there is no suffering, no origin, no ending, and no path, no wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, since there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide by means of the profound perfection of wisdom. And since their minds have no obscurations, they have no fear. Transcending falsity, they attain nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell on the 3 times have relied upon the perfection of wisdom, and have become true and complete Buddhas of unsurpassable, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the profound perfection of wisdom, the mantra of insight, the unsurpassed mantra, the unequaled mantra, the mantra which calms all suffering should be known as truth, for it is not deceptive. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Teyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Shariputra. This is how a Bodhisattva Mahasattva should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that samadhi and said to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Noble Avalokiteshvara, that he has spoken well. Well done, O son of the lineage, it is so. O son of the lineage, since it is just so, the profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced just as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will also rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra and Noble Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva Mahasattva, and the entire gathering, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, rejoiced and praised the words of the Blessed One.
Kanda sebe tsara mare me don don ye jezebe dozo gula buje doze yang la zhuje yang de so do da che zhuo nie mo nie lo le je jia zhuo zhu ze qian ma re min se dong ye nyong gu chu ni zhe ze re zhe na de ne da je sa je da zi ye de le zo jia se zhu yue gu zhe zha zhe da zhe ni jian zhe da lu min se jiang bei yang la de Ara Bazana Di Ara Bazana Di Ara Bazana Di Zedin Chuje Chera Vezenje Dali Dimo Mimba Razene Kada Denje Xiong Lo Ba Ye Lo Zhe Ba Be Na Zhe Do Ya So Ya So Xin Bi Yin Ji Xiu Yin Ji Yin Mi Yin Do Zhao Ye Zhe Ya Zhao Ye Ni Yi Xie Oh,
As usual, we will engage in generating positive motivations to receive the teachings. As you know, that we are receiving the teachings of the Mahayana. So, to receive the Mahayana teachings, one must set up a motivation of what we call the Mahayana mental attitude, or the Mahayana motivation, which is the motivation that is conditioned by the generation of bodhicitta.
사자 동바도 오지라 많이 봐. 아니 동바 투비 온볼라. 아니 라레주비 라마나주 관행이게 아니 시행하라지 예상지.
So here now, visualize in front of yourself Buddha Shakyamuni surrounded by all the lineage gurus of Lam Rim.
아니 소수에나 소소 많이 봐. 랑게 전체 파마츠베네 타고도네 선제탄지 냥도를 예시.
So you yourself being in the presence of those great beings and surrounded by all sentient beings.
다 가르치고 있는 살아야 되는 게 타입이 선제다다게 땐도 선제다다게 뇌바던 팀비 아니 땐도 대화치도에 스테이지에는 게 상조랑지를 받으면 살해요 예시대로.
Having visualized that, what I will be doing here today, I'm here today to receive the teachings of the Lam Rim Chenmo for the benefit of all other sentient beings, to fulfill the wishes of all other sentient beings, in other words. This is the purpose that I'm here to receive these teachings.
대중 가성이로 수수 뇌바던 팀바시데 가속이 뇌바데 땐도 대화지 되더라. 땐도 대화지 되거든. 땐도 대화도 좀 미신을 하바로. 난가 너는 하바.
So when speaking about fulfilling the wishes of oneself and that of other sentient beings, one of the common wish of all sentient beings and ourselves is to gain ultimate state of happiness. That is a common wish for all of us. But we are unable to reach that state of happiness because we do not know what kind of causes and conditions to gather in order for one to achieve such a state of happiness.
다시 발에 더그러와. 더발라엔 아니 시행해지 있잖아. 더그러와.
To know how to accumulate such a causes and conditions to gain such a state of happiness, we need to listen to the teachings. To listen to the teachings, we need to have someone who can teach us how to, venture oneself onto the path that leads oneself to the state of happiness. So with these motivations, let's take 2 to 3 minutes of meditation.
야, 당아서 드리게 견어 쳐봐지니 컨센 바세는 주연이 상조랑지는 바스로.
With these positive motivations, the teaching that we are receiving today is Lam Rim Chenmo, Jiangsu Lam Rim Chenmo.
됐지. 당문에 돈에 저는 상추세데 시코노게 선한 동안에는 아니 샹세는 랑주게 녀모도 소데 자마서세 들어.
So if you look at the meaning of the Jiangchup, which is body, which actual original term body is translated in Tibetan as a Jiangchup, which is translated in English as a enlightenment. So Jiangchup, composed of two syllables. The first Jiang refers to a purified state of mind, purified from delusions or the mental afflictions.
추 세소나 괜히 자마서서나 아니 윤대 이 되는 되베 줘야 되러.
Chup is actually accomplished. The positive, the quality is accomplished. Once you have purified all the negative states of mind or mental afflictions, and as you purify the negative state of mind or the mental afflictions, you acquire this immaculate, quality. You accomplish that immaculate quality. That is what is meant by chup.
됐지. 딱 된리게는 자마서에게 탑치바진데 소송자라잖아. 도마다자기 땜바셔제 토바. 아니 대내 자가지 변주 아니 바 타마 다 배주 변주네. 딱 땅가 소탄다 추 생에게는 자이람에 가지러. 다 지니지 방 주마체네. 아니 세지를 답으시오네. 대다기 송들어.
To achieve Jiangchup, the state of Jiangchup or enlightenment, Buddha has given a marvelous teachings and methods or skillful means of achieving state of enlightenment. And that teachings are transmitted unbrokenly to the disciples of Buddha, and then transmitted to the great Indian masters, and then great Tibetan masters, till one's own teacher. So therefore, the lineage of these teachings are kept unbroken.
됐지. 다 대다게네 ngei tsai la me song sha se ne ja sha wa yin ba kan song bi chue de ni ji to la ja ne ni nyang len che ne ni du su yin hu du se ne nyang nyong go ne song sha nge chue de ni a so kan sen ba se chue de ro.
So now here, we should not just leave aside and say, oh, this is the great teacher has actually, such and such teacher has taught and so forth. But rather, whatever the teaching that is given by those great teachers, one need to practice, not just by reading the text, but rather one need to practice and try to internalize the teachings that is given by the teacher, and try to achieve not just the intellectual knowledge, but try to achieve the experiential knowledge.
다 nga choge tsai la me yun che gi tsai la ma na ji gari che de ne gi chupi da bo de song ba res ani loma zo gi gari che de chupi da bo de sen ba res la wa yin na ani da ji nga so la wa na ye ma su ye de tai bi sen che tang che de song ba re ani sen ba bo na ji yang tai bi sen che tang che de sen ne ni no do gi yin de pi de shong ye ji nie xiang ye ji ni che ji cha ro.
So beginning from all those great teachers up until one's own gurus, why they have given such a teachings to their disciples, why the disciples are actually listening to this teaching, the teachings, is to to benefit all other sentient beings. The teacher who teaches the teachings for the teachings is our purpose of giving the teachings is to benefit all other sentient beings. In the same manner, the disciples who are listening to the teachings are the purpose of the disciples listening to the teachings is also for the benefit of other sentient beings. So this actually, falls under the outlines of how to listen to the teachings and how to, teach the Dharma. So the main, this one of the main outlines, which is the fourth outlines, it is the sequence in which the disciples are to be taught the actual instructions. So this fourth outlines should be remembered, constantly, which is the sequence in which the disciples are to be taught.
단단한 게서 시선은 단단한 가도 세선 단단 잠불리 미히되는 도스 단 되네 저와시만은 로고리 되네 시만은 로고르세데 다ჩვენ 되는 고주네 두수 로셔스네 라조리지로 지제되는 거 차보시 요송을 잘해다 지제도 소소 사제 내네 되는 로셔송아지로 사제 된 거는 소소 여가지.
So this is, actually gives us instructions. At this point, you have taken a rebirth as a human being in the human world, and you're being here and taking a rebirth as a human being. And now, how can we transcend from this life to another life? Are we do you wish to transcend from this life to the better life, or in your next life, or how, in what manner, and what is the skillful means of transcending oneself from better life to a better life?
아니 자이사지 제발은 윤이로 다더니 오늘 아마티디 되니로 란지 자와 신이 되비는데 되는 로체 다장이 봐서 되니.
So the most important part of this outline is the fourth outline, which actually then follows the two sub-outlines, outlines of that, which is how to rely upon the teacher, and having relied upon the teacher, how to train one's own mind. So there are 4 root outlines that is to be remembered, and then particularly the 2 sub-outlines of the 4th outlines, which is relying upon the teacher, authentic teachers, having relied upon the teachers, how to train our mind.
당가서기 추기 탄이 삐다보던도 통보도 항상 했던 요래더라. 딱 카야 라여기 소소 로거서기 랑가 되는 거지 소소도 랑가 노예지는 매.
So if you were to, begin our practice of the Dhamma in this way, in this sequence, then you will never, never enter into the wrong path.
되지. 당연 사지도 샤인다. that's lonje zawa shenye tembe se de no lochi ta jen ri ba ni che 다 동보 리자 때는 로지다 장이래 많이래 디 때는 님보는 비슈 그와 님보 제단에 비추니래 다 동보 리자 다 님보 제단에 비추더니래 나지 나자는 게 받자보다 님보는 정어래 다 동보리 다 님보는 정어들 송어래 주부 중요한 통화에 나지는 봐 주번 전도 통화에 주부 챔피언 나지는 많이서는 세래 다 동보 리자 다 님보 주번 전게 통화에 나지는 많이서는 세래 저리 주번 전게 상바장 대지비세 텔라 로봇도 봤어요 타바다 데드비 랑저랑지 때나 배바스 당가서 타바다 데드비 랑저랑지 때나 배바스 되네 주변 제기 사지 타마 주변 제는 사지 주변은 사지 타마 된 데도래서
So we are under the outlines. We are under the chapter of the building scopes, and how to, the attitude of the person of medium capacity, and how to, ascertaining the nature of the path that leading to liberations. It is the last chapter of the medium capacity.
뒤중에 저 개천들이 시고에는 람 림 첨모스 깨라 첨모도 가르시고 하잖아. 아니 조지 버데 어디셔게 주부 송절랑지를 받지 송바라 와세지로. 그대고 쉬우여래 지단잖아.
So if we were to ask a question to ourselves, this graduated path to state of enlightenment, or the Lam Rim Chenmo, which is so famous teachings, and what kind of teaching that is really it really teaches us. This is, this teaching is given in a very comprehensive manner by the Atisha Devamkara Shirijana, by encapsulating the three trainings of the three scopes, the trainings of the three scopes. So if you really ask this question and look at and then understand what are those three scopes, what are the main trainings of the three scopes, then it is not that complicated.
되는 거대잖아. 안에 그래서는 주비 중에다가 좋아하시면 예송에 제목이 터송바로 와사지. 주변 제게 아니 코알에 제목이 터송바로 주비 침비 세제 타지 아니 된도 대화 아니 타지 침비 공부도 터송바로 와서 라윤디 나리 좀 깨져 되는 송사리.
So the teachings of the small capacities is to how to practice to have a better rebirth in our future life, and then the middling capacities, teachings of the middling capacities, teaches how to free ourselves from not only from the the lower realms but from samsara, how to gain liberations. And the teachings, when it comes to the teachings of the great capacities, is to gain state of complete enlightenment for the benefit of all other sentient beings.
되는 거 거대고 되는 반 연애에 찾는 랑이 찾는 시에는 네 대이 된다라 좋아하시면 로모고 된다라 아니 매개 주봉이 추천도 송바로 와스 아니 다 타바토비 된다라 아니 랑라바 송도 송바로 와스지 아니 타지 좀 타비 되나 아니 다 되면 가르타신이 있어요라 또 되고 쉬우래.
So then here it is given in a very succinct manner. If you really think carefully of the actual description of the Lam Rim, it's a very, very succinct. You can say that how can we really practice in order to refrain oneself from taking rebirth in the lower realms? Is mainly to refrain from 10 non-virtuous actions and observing the 10 virtuous actions. And how can one not only get freeing oneself from the lower realm but also from the samsara to gain the liberations? Then one it is through the trainings or and the practice of the three high trainings, in other words, Lapasum Ginyamlet. And then finally, how can we gain the state of enlightenment? Not only freeing oneself from samsara, but gaining state of complete enlightenment. And the teachings of the method in wisdom. Through practicing the method and wisdoms, by perfecting method and wisdoms, one will be able to gain the state of complete enlightenment. So this is, this actually encapsulates entire Lam Rim Chenmo, the teachings of the Lam Rim.
Jimitiba malas, Mela doba, chula remotiba tabashi, goji, dollar remotiba, tab mejate, shitinle, Sane chutan, Karsa, Sene chutan satan doala, remotiba tendra, ribachi, Tene nyumojen la tombone, Cho de chundu nan la tama, la, Sheson de chuchu shula ne, Tele doba shao, shunju lejang, sawate.
So let's begin from last week's teachings. Continue from that. On page 348 is the third paragraph. Nagarjuna's friendly letter says, you guys got it right? You have it? So, so here it says, the Nagarjuna's friendly letter says that now that the mind can be like a drawing made in water and earth or in stone. When affliction arises, it is best to have the first. But when aspiring to religion, the last is best. And similarly, this is also said in the engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds as well. So what it suggests here is now Nyomong, or the klesha, or the afflictions, is an unsubdued state of mind, in other words. Klesha is unsubdued state of mind, and unsubdued state of mind, when unsubdued state of mind occurs within our continuum, right from the beginning, when it's not developed advancedly, we need to counteract and get rid of that particular, the afflictions before it develops, further.
So
that's what it says, the afflictions, you should treat afflictions like a drawing on the water. If you draw something on the water by having a stick, and as you draw, then the trace, there will no longer, you cannot see any drawing on it. It's just, it will, disappear right away. In the same manner, when the afflictions arises within us, you should not just, ignore it. Just saying, oh, this is a minor, afflictions. It's not a major afflictions. You should not ignore it, but rather you should try to eradicate as soon as that arises within one's life, before it, develops in an advanced stage. So then the practice of the Dharma must be like a drawing on the stone.
Then Doshu Kualian.
So,
Kasi Yamuchi di Trenshi Tachi Des and Kasagon Sunsarada. Uncle D in Dream Martin and Quarter Lemi.
so here we talked about that earlier. Whenever the mental afflictions arises, the mental affliction must be guarded by this introspection and mindfulness, right? So, without guarding and without really observing how the mental afflictions arises through application of those two, through application of mindfulness and introspection, then the affliction was always, not only it arises in our continuum, but also develop furthermore.
Control Chisasona, control the Lansame control the Jinsana, the Jetsemo Sana, control the Shuchera Tangare as a teacher. Kumba Martin said.
So, in brief, let's take an example of when anger arises within our continuum. When anger arises within one's continuum, if one do not get rid of that anger, and you keep, focusing on the reason of your anger, the reason why you are getting angry and so forth, it will intensify your anger. And it will never get rid of your anger, but rather it will intensify and become a condition for developing further your anger. So therefore, at the moment that anger arises, one needs to apply antidote towards it and get rid of it.
That's Della Dagi Shenja Kunduzon de Ude de Nabatendi Numoba, Numon Jonji Mato Sos, Dani Sede Sejetan, Dagin Govachi, Namba Kundu Numobi, Jalan Duba Majao She Son Sondo.
Then this is said in the engaging in the Bodhisattva's deeds as well. We should be obsessed with these afflictions, resenting them. We do battle while making an exception for all those afflictions that are destroyers of other afflictions. Better that I be burned or killed, or that my heart be cut off, that my head be cut off, than that I should ever bow before my enemies, the afflictions. So, if we have animosity, one should have animosity towards our afflictions, because our affliction is the one that actually destroys our peace of mind. And so therefore, one should have animosity and treat our affliction as one's enemy. Although animosity in general is affliction, it is to be abandoned, but animosity towards affliction is something that becomes an antidote towards your afflictions. So that is something that is needed. The problem with us is whenever those negative thoughts and emotions, afflictions arises within us, we always consider those afflictions as a supporter, something that strengthens your ability. And we, instead of getting rid of those negative thoughts and emotions, as soon as they arise, we embrace this and we let negative thoughts and emotions roam freely within our heart.
Tela ngone chenanda nga son tene do chidang tene gang ya bo jangi gi ro kaza mi pa jenda ma te ga te samba khono no la jenda samba khono gi siri rang la gang jangi tene na ani ji nyomo gi ri de 가르쳐 손에 대대 될 해수는 뭔지 두고 해도.
So those practitioners they're able to detect at the moment the negative thoughts and emotions that arises within their mind. The practitioner, particularly the practitioner who are meditating constantly on by observing the nature of their own mind, which is the nature of mind, which is mere luminosity. By observing that and taking an object of their meditation, the luminosity is object of their meditation. For those practitioners, at the moment the affliction actually arises, they can detect right away and get rid of those negative thoughts and emotions.
강간형도 레비 소리지마도 야와든 델레손 님번데세디 생기 넘버디 야와세도면도 그러와 자당이를 해나리 야보이를 해나 지금 mentality 레비기 손나데 뭔지지 제투면
So for us it is not easy for us to detect, even when negative thoughts and negative thoughts such as affliction arises within our continuum. We're not that, fast reactor, in other words. We are unable to detect right away. But rather, we're letting this negative thoughts and emotions not only arise, letting them settle in our mind, but also letting it, develop further. And similarly, we are also unaware most of the time of when positive thoughts arises again here. It is not that for us it is not that easy to detect both positive and negative thoughts.
강전이 세리코노랑 세리코노랑 강전이 이름은 댕이게 샤데와든 게 든 송우도 쓰기도. 든르기 세리는 영화슈 좀 벌려요디 삼번 먼저 간지질해서는 가서 먼저 마서는 대대대대대해서는 소소 문제 제도도 송우도사.
So those practitioners, meditators who are actually mere meditating on the nature of their mind, it says, whatever the state of mind or the mental afflictions arises, whether it is positive or negative that arises, they are able to detect right away. This is a state of mind that is positive, this is a state of mind that is negative. Mind or mental factors that arises within their mind, they are able to detect right away. It is because they are completely aware of their mind and fixating their mind on the nature of their own mind. So therefore, they are able to detect right away.
단도인다. 문제와지 시선소지. 기시 표현이 시네 장치. 나는 뭐지 지진내양 마타 오네 소치 시선바 송와서 보도에 센외서 대주나 말라 도송와서 담에 비단에 알레 송와서 특별히 때는 제치입니다.
That's all. So then also it's let's read through the text again. And also Geshe Puchung was said, even when I am buried under the afflictions, I can still clench my teeth beneath them. Upon hearing what Puchung was said, and Poto was stated that if you do this, you will instantly stop them.
지당 가서 된대요. 배롱 사보 된들 강인은 막 지고 지기만 농전에면 니 다르지 동저지리 원에 서진의 현황 유제죠. 여러 하면서 제당이나 물론 사보던데 니다 저도 베네 서더데 지제죠 대나 이게 녀모베 가세면 가세 제거내나 콜 카테자네 번종조진 땡거면서도.
So what is stated here is now, regardless of how powerful that affliction may be, how forceful and powerful that affliction may be, I will do my best to have a battle with these afflictions. For example, when someone who is actually bullied by a very strong and powerful person, but still then that person who's the victim will also still try his or her best to really counteract, regardless of how powerful they may be. But either mentally or physically, the person who is getting bullied by someone is always try to do something for him. In the same manner for us, you look at how powerful and how forceful the afflictions may be, but you should always try yourself. You should never give up. You should always try your best to really counteract those towards those forceful. Therefore, if you're able to keep up your practice in this way, then you will be able to really counteract mental afflictions. So reading through the text again. When you rout ordinary enemies, you can take over another. You can take over another countries and seize power, and then return and gain to challenge you. The afflictions are not like this. Once you expel them completely from your mind, there's no other countries to which they can retreat, and nor can they return. However, we fail to overcome the afflictions because we lack joyous perseverance. That it actually elaborates more the above mentioned, the above meanings by citing from Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life here. It says, engaging in the Bodhisattva's deed says, ordinary enemies expelled from a country, settle in other countries, and take them over, and recouping their strength, they then return. The afflictions are enemy of a different sort. The eye of wisdom eradicate the various afflictions. Once clear from my mind, where can they go? From where can they regroup and counterattack? Of weak mind, I have no joyous perseverance at all. So it is pretty clear, if you're able to eradicate the afflictions, and if you're able to completely uproot afflictions, there will no more afflictions. Affliction will not arise back. Unlike the ordinary enemies, if you get rid of one enemy in one place, there might be some enemy somewhere else. So there's kind of countless enemies that you may come across with.
다 양 연대기 리스 다바데 배 야구 수제로 아니 그말라 쇼스제메 자바기 종스세 말이 연대기 리스 다바데 가르면 그 가르잖아 런질라 하데 연대기 리데 노비초도 줘봐라
In the same manners,
양 제대기 노부터서 그마션도에 양 수제로
our quality, or the positive state of our positive quality, particularly of the quality or the knowledge of Dharma, cannot be taken away by anyone. Once you have gained the knowledge, it will always remain with you. It is a precious jewel that cannot be, taken away by anyone else. Unlike our ordinary jewels, if you possess some kind of diamonds and jewels and so forth, it can be taken away by somebody. That's a possibility. But the jewel of knowledge, particularly the Dharma knowledge, cannot be taken away.
그래서 또 안에 가담에 소인의 메신 뉴루비 시에네 가담에 나머지 면도 뉴루비 시에네서 뉴모버 뉴게 쇼자나 레로메샤와 메라 뉴부은도 소도 도마니나 아니 라라 면데다 쳐바상 라마다 예단라 필라 소와다 델레미네 추인데 바셰베 녜진로 송바타 나르타비 시에네 장소도 도사포와 당 깨준준 셰바 장제 장 녜진로 송데스 코란 뉴모바다 토바 나송 레 나송스 대여 건바이 시에네스 닌세 레베 닌세도스 랑게 센라 샤라샤와 레제 지여 송바다 셰바 시라 온체던도 다치 조천볼라야 니마찌랄네 도체장 대린 말에 대이진라 센정보 숑아 손냄 지게스 tinsanchi 받아 자죠.
So let's read through the text again here. So the new Rumpa said, when affliction appears, do not be indolent, but counter it immediately with its remedy. If you cannot overcome it, stop thinking about it. Set up a mandala and other offerings. Offer this to the Guru, and then Guru and the chosen deities, and make supplication to them to overcome it. Focusing on the afflictions, recite the mantras of the rightful deities. Doing this will cause the affliction to disappear. Lam Rim Chenmo also said, even changing the place where you sit or merely turning your head will make the affliction disappear. It is said that the struggle with these afflictions and such disappearance of the afflictions, as Lam Rim Chenmo describes, occurs when you do so. Gombawa said, what is there to do except to stand guard over your mind day and night? Furthermore, no matter how many times the great elder met someone in a day, he would always ask, Manuel, have you had good mind? Let's take a break here.
So Sanje Jindo Rinne Me Oye Dogen Nando Shinlo Sheba Sho Yedang Guru Rana Minde Nanga Nayan Daya Me Ande Da Danji Gishin Yuruba Yisong Chidwa Nanga Su Tengi Chuchula Ba Nyumu Ban Ro Nyu Gisada Nyu Sir Chedani Nanga Su Pai Kira Jire Ro 야보 제쇼세 야보 뉴쇼세 정도 잘라리나 라소나 야보 저 야보 뉴달라고 그래서 제가 뉴스데 민저사오데 하시고 가면서 장질은 뉴모데 따그도 문도도 제쇼 손도 제 게시 제네 예본 도투 해네 예본 도투고 면나 아니 가르사다 야나오네 아니 샤당 면제다 아니 저발서 봐 제거를 손도
So what it's the passage states here is now always constantly to investigate whether the afflictions is entering into your continuum, and always try to do that. And at the moment that you realize that mental affliction is taking place in your heart or your mind or your emotions, then try to counteract it. Apply a remedy. For somehow that remedy, it is you're unable to counteract that particular afflictions at the moment. You then just don't think of it, but just do some other practices, such as making a mandala offerings, reciting mantras, and so forth.
저단데 저런뭐지 나타 코로 열어. 다나가서 오메게 따와데 녀용데 용 간에 던져 쉬울 빼데 코로 고투고 문도스네 지진 잠배용라 쉬용데 아니 지진 잠배용이네 아니 사장란 배쇼스 아니 라다라마 아니 예메도 다는 소아다쇼스 아니 다 자가이 정청볼라 아니 도상 제쇼소라.
So, if you look at the Lama Tsongkapa's story, that when Lama Tsongkapa studies the Dhamma, and there are some, at some point there are some chapters that he is unable to understand, something that is so hard and cannot be, comprehend. So then Lama Tsongkapa always, pray to Manjushri, and then he always have a vivid vision of Manjushri. And when Lama Tsongkapa asks those questions to Manjushri, not being able to understand what he's been reading, then Manjushri always, advised Lama Tsongkapa to just engage in the practice of sarjang, which means accumulation and purifications, accumulation of merit and purification of negative deeds, and then practice of visualization, visualization of inseparable of guru and deity.
And then 다 용천벌로 하죠. 제세 해시도 용천문의 자가 이제는 변주 쉬우지 몸본도 다 가를 다 그랬으면 돼. 니 받은다와 잡이종을 넣으셔서 받은다와 잡아 산신의 오미다와 때나 배네 배사 아니 배 잠벌린데라 변조지래 아니 받은다 이종을 다 쓰셔서네.
So then the Manjushri also advised Lama Tsongkapa to ready to study the great Indian treatises, the texts of the Indian, written by the great Indian masters. And then Lama Tsongkapa had again asked Manjushri, there are many great treatises and, the Dharma texts written by the great Indian masters. Which one will be more suitable and more, comprehensible for me to be able to study? And then Manjushri advised Lama Tsongkapa to mainly to study the texts that are written by the Chandakriti, because the Chandakriti came to the world the purpose of his coming into this human world is to revive and propagate this the standpoint of Madhyamaka Prasankika. So therefore, you must read and study mainly of the writings of Chandrakriti.
Tesumbala tene yokala shadela pene sajang che ani yela dala mala soata ani jaga jongla tene pon kasa umitawa musje waro.
So by following the advice of Manjushri, Lama Tsongkapa then went to a retreat for a long time retreat. The place in Tibet by the name of Werko, and then engaged in the extensive practice of purification and accumulations, and studied the great Indian treatises written by the great Indian masters, particularly of Chandrakriti.
Ne omi tawa nye ne tanda tende teba chindo tende teba ne ya temba ta ani ngobulu du tende le teba chene tende teba te zangshan jo so do tende teba de tejin de wa ne shinlo chema shu je so de yinji de kanga nan do.
So having underwent extensive long-term retreat and for accumulation and purifications, and studied the great Indian masters' writings, the text written by the great Indian masters, Lama Tsongkapa finally gained a realization of the Madhyamaka's standpoint in a philosophical tenet of Madhyamaka Prasankika. In other words, he was able to realize the view of Madhyamaka Prasankika, and having realized, after realizing this, the view of Madhyamaka Prasankika, Lama Tsongkapa then wrote this Praise to Dependent Originations that is translated in both English and many different languages now. So it is very, good that if you can, when you have time, you can recite this Praise to Dependent Originations that is written by Lama Tsongkapa. It really help us to really to understand the standpoint of Madhyamaka Prasankika.
Tan de sanga so ge nyanga kara ka go sana laba da nga so le tombo ala sajang de ne chembo yin ba de she go le do jong chemo no so do.
What we have to understand here is now not only that it is actually taught in in such and such texts, but also if you think about ourselves at this point, we are being initial practitioners, the beginners. It is very important for us to engage in practice of purification and accumulations.
De nga so de ha chi ko go lo na shunju le yala de da thang ne tu be shero ten do song se je ro sa jang kan ji chi chen ma je na ji ta tu ani tu nyu tu lo rang ji le che ta la song sha jo ani sang ji jang de ye se ro ani chu ji chen yu ten ne le ten yang ye de shin ji men ze che le me se de xio wa yang ye le de bi ju men ro ji le me ni ji ko yin kan ji chen ma je na thang chi ani ro ka re ta ban yang ye de to gi ju lo ro chi kwa de lian tu ai na ni chu chu sun chu de ti ba chi me chu ro da.
So everything that you study and practice should become a condition for understanding what we call ultimate nature of reality, in other words, emptiness. Everything that practice, whatever the practice that you may have done, whatever the study that you may have done, in other words, Dharma study, of course, all of this should be the favorable condition for generating wisdom that understands emptiness. It is therefore in the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, Shantideva mentioned that all those different branches or the teachings that you have listened and practice that you have done must be ultimately converge on the understanding of ultimate nature of reality.
Tindiji majewa ina nga tsuki pecho loba tongso chado korwa. Sanje ki chu kansomba te shiwa nyangen deta tang ni tonyo tobi lo rangji la cheto je songshawa ina nga tsu mani chindaku ina kari chego sedi yenda jila na pecho loba tongso chado korwa.
So since Buddha and all good great beings have said that your one's practice must be always aimed towards ultimate state of happiness, which is the state of enlightenment. Even if you recite the one time of 6-syllable mantra or Mani Padma Hum, and this should be the cause for generating wisdom that understands emptiness, or it should be a cause for gaining state of enlightenment. Otherwise, whatever the practice that we may do, or whatever the study that we may, or whatever the text that we may study, Dharma text that we may study, if it is not becoming a cause for gaining the state of enlightenment, or gaining this, generating the wisdom realizing emptiness, then the practice that we are doing we are actually misusing the practice. In other words, we're not using properly the practice. We're not practicing properly.
Disu chila ta peo kanchen jola ta kadam bela matsoro ta nyanglen chenge ki ne de ne ba chuo ko ba be ngaso maso na richi kanzi chenge ki nyanglen chenge da kadam bela ma de do.
So if you look at all the practitioners, the most inspiring practitioners that we could really see according to all the stories, if you look at the stories of the great beings in the past, or really those Kadamba lineage, the Kadamba practitioners.
Tindri ji kadam bela ma ta si leka kare jana namba thche ne ni nyomo bi khate cha ma dong leka me so ye mo bo so sa so.
It is therefore all the Kadamba practitioners would always say, whatever I do, whenever I do something, I have nothing else but there's no intention of doing things, but other than what they said, other than challenging my negative thoughts and emotions.
Labadu ta joji pene peukala me suniji je ma suniji duso kati tugu yosona ani samba zombo shombe se kati ne te kamena we do kati tuna.
It is said that whoever approached Adisha Divankara Shirijana in Tibet at the time, he would always ask the person who approached him, the first question he would ask is have you really cultivated a positive motivations? Have you really cultivated a good mind? That's the question that he will always ask.
Ta nga so de ji tashi dele se pe la gro ta ko se inji ta ga la ji hai ni ji lo gro de jo ji den je mo do tu ta ga ra ye ne samba zombo so do.
So therefore we Tibetan have a saying, it actually now become a greeting. It's like the word Tashidelek. It's what it actually meaning. What the meaning of the Tashidelek is: have you have a good mind? That is the meaning that when we say Tashidelek.
Ko rondu shason kare ye na nyane la semba de nyane ki sen do ro.
So what it indicates here is now, regardless of what you do, whether you are walking or sitting or sleeping, whatever you do, at all time you should be influenced by your spiritual practice. You should remain influenced by your spiritual practice.
Ta nyamo de da pon ne ta ona nyamo sing ten ji yung ta ji je ko ro ji le che chi jo ma la don ona nyamo de kan de chena khati cha go re so ye de do nyamo de da pon wa ne so do.
So next here it says the way to eliminate the afflictions is as follows, right? So now since the afflictions are that something that we do not want, how can we really eliminate those afflictions?
Taluinda Kanama to Chewala, Mani Chelachi, and Rekashin sa. Nemo Jen Tanji Tenshebani, Timu Yimbes, Tinyebo, Dendre Manto Gans, Gana Soto, Queen Judola Keba Shade, Della Company, Della Conane, Tawa La Sopi, Nitange, the Maratange Tanji Jang, Minjong also. Deshinika Donge Deshin, Geta Saba, no Jombi, Dane Shada Ale Tomboti, Josas, Jongo, say the Patichi.
So here, let's read through the text. The way to eliminate the afflictions is as follows. Beginning with the 6 root afflictions. Among the great misdeeds, ignorance is the most tenacious and serves as the basis of all other afflictions. Therefore, as a remedy for ignorance, you should meditate on great deals on dependent arising and become knowledgeable about the progression and the cessation of cyclic existence. So here now we are touching the root afflictions. Remember we talked about the root afflictions and the secondary afflictions during our teachings previously.
Timu Sidi Timu Mariba Sente, Tangaso, Tende Yala Junior, Zawat Karasana Mariba Sente, Tende Mariba, Timu Mariba Sente, Tende Yala Junior, Tomi Mariba Terawa.
So the ignorance is the basis of all arousal of the negative emotions or the mental afflictions.
Mariba Timu Mariba Sente, any shoe chawa, rekawa, as a Chathar Mason, Chekawa, and in your more congachi, dancing at the Timur Sondo.
So all those negative thoughts and emotions are actually arises out of ignorance. Ignorance actually serves as a very strong, stable basis for the arousal of all the negative thoughts and emotions, afflictions.
Kuya Nimojan Taji, Tension was it, Timus and Mishipa the Roa. Mishipa Golo Kangase or Chedan and Son, Kaina, Mishipa the Maripa, the Matomba Saint.
It is pretty clear because ignorance is something that you do not know, something that you are not knowing, right? So if you do not know and if you do not know, but by not knowing that is something that obstructs you from knowing that. So therefore, if you out of ignorance you have done something, it is quite sure that we will not be able to do accurately because of ignorance.
Chidanga so mental which Chaja and Loa the Matomba Naguachi no Lola, that gush and crushing the Haku Maria the Drosha water, Yain Yakashambora. Sola. Chidanga so me Tandagi and so Lieutenant de la Sanatoina, Meloachi, Junior Michel the Matombe Matomba Kanshijila, but Junior Depa Kanya, the Gashi Drosha, the Chindroding in a Kaka Dosha, so in Yakashujiro.
Just like someone who is walking, a blind person who is walking, randomly, with no aims, just keep walking, and so this is very dangerous, right? If someone who cannot see, who is, who is completely blind and walking somewhere without knowing where he or she is going, and that is very dangerous. So in the same manner, out of ignorance, we kind of actually walking somewhere, everywhere, randomly.
Tang Hatsuki Saint City, the Maribi, Jean and Wacha, Saint Gashi Troshi, the Lumbaco Chego, the Sango Chego.
So our mind, the nature of our mind, which is the clear and luminosity, the mind is completely actually blinded by those ignorance. And it actually blinded by the ignorance and not letting the mind, the clear mind manifest.
다 그녀만 진짜지. 오늘 된지기 때문에 예보 간다 된 거라서는 예보도 된지 마음도 강쇼 손도.
So then for what kind of remedy for this ignorance? Then therefore it says you should meditate a great deal on the dependent arisings. In order to understand the reality, one must understand the reality based on understanding of dependent originations, dependent arising. So the way we understand the reality is we're not really going through how that reality is coming into being without thinking about, without focusing on any dependent originations. We're not thinking about dependently arising, but rather at the moment that we see something that we think that is the real, and then we just right away we jump into it, and then we draw a conclusion that is right without thinking about how that things that we are seeing as the real arises, how that things that we are seeing as the real actually exist, for how they're coming into existence. All of that, let's not talk about the external phenomena. Rather focus on our own side, when we have the view of eternalism. And we consider that our contaminated pleasurable experience is something that's a blissful experience. And we have a grasping as self, independent grasping as independent self, grasping at independent self. All of this arises within us due to the lack of understanding of dependent arising. So therefore, in the three principal aspect of the path by Lama Tsongkapa, the key, the word or the line that he stated was, it is therefore you should put an effort to understand dependent arising, dependent originations, instead of saying you should put an effort to understand emptiness, or you should put an effort to understand selflessness. Without saying that, he just said dependent arising. Put an effort to understand dependent arising. Once you have a firm understanding of dependent originations or dependent arisings, then all those misconceptions, misapprehensions will be eradicated. Thus, the reasoning of the dependent origination is said to be the king among all the reasonings. King among all the reasonings. So this dependent explanation of dependent arising is not actually marveled only by the believers, even the non-believers, such as the scientists are very, marveled by the explanation, the Buddhist explanation of dependent originations. Someone who is intelligent, then if you explain dependent origination properly, and then person will be will be really, pleased by this dependent originate, by explanation of dependent originations.
가르치 되네도 추추 송게 제빈지 아니 가르사 추추 송게 제빈지 간제 땐비기 젠라게니 땐데 켈링에 질라 담에 켈링에 대 야세레스 송에도 여러 땐데 때 랑질레 송는다 젠다진데 대사명게 소리지 땐데 켈링은 담에 켈 돈이 켈링에 야세레 송에도 도 땐데가 추추 송게 제빈지 땐네 좀 켈랑데 땐네 좀 켈나 돈이 가로 버전 데라 코고 서졌어요 the Lord goes again to the wash you. Then he quite less at the Tanta Tumbani singing till a tenso something in the Yansen should do, says. Roa. Jerome tended to one of shoes on
that Tendi quote
Church song get in the ten and Joan Killen. Then they catch a lens at the Tanta Tumbani Maris and the Tanding at the Salada Yansen do, says.
Oh, okay. So, and again, the praise to dependent originations. Lam Rim Chenmo stated that someone who actually accepts dependent originations and who is unable to accept emptiness, that surprises me. That's what he said.
That's Jeva Shu, the jail to you. Tamando, the Takanji Tende Congress, Timu Yinbol, Tende Bani, Koyun Jodola Cabashes, Koyun Jodola Cabashes, Kuala and Jungede, and Leta Numoniro, Tele Dongede, Ni Golani Sana degree, Ni Dameto Bishera, Tele Cabashegores. Tangazu Timu said to Duja Karchakor said the Trot and was Legoa, taking hand to patient on the door.
So here, how can we apply a remedy towards ignorance? If you ask this question, the answer is very clear here, right? It says, therefore, as a remedy for ignorance, you should meditate a great deal on dependent arising and become knowledgeable about a progression and cessation of cyclic existence. Progression, here referring to the suffering and an origin of suffering, and the cessation of cyclic existence here refers to the path of cessation and the path leading to the cessation.
Dela Kone Tawangalayan, Subi, Tenga Taji Menjongos, Alendel, Dela Conson, Reva College. Dela Conane, Tawangala Subi, Tanga Tanchi Menjongos, then Red and Koyun Jodola, Kumbaya Wachazona, and then you Mojanda Kanga Yungumare, Sonda. In Baroko, Koy Sawaji dancing, Segura, Sawat, Mebochazona, Yaga Yungumara. Tayang Logan and Majomochi. Deshiniga Donge, Deshins, Getsa, Sabanan Jombi, Dane, Shadan in the Shenjule, Sondode, Shadan to be Dubame, Nishesomba Taro, Dangan de Shadan in Tashadan Sonyo.
So if you have habit, let's read through the text. If you have habitually cultivated this, one of the bad views, such as 5 afflictions, views, what's that? None of the bad views. I was like, what's going on here? None of the bad views, such as the 5 afflictions, views will occur. Yeah. And hostility is the enemy who brings suffering both in this and in the future lives, and who destroys the accumulated roots of virtues. As engaging in the Bodhisattva teaches, there's no sin like a hatred.
This is the number Tanchi to go me was Zopalan Beto Sondo. And the Majuna sent any lion, Shinton de Chetes, Shinton de Des, Kanshi Dinde, Tronjomba, then a gent de. Ten and death and gent de, she Shunjule Somba Taro was on it.
So therefore, never give hostility an opportunity. Never give hostility an opportunity, and make every effort to be patient. If hostility does not arise, you will be very happy even in this lifetime, engaging in the bodhisattva bodhisattva's deeds. Those who presently defeat anger will be happy in this and other lives.
데르 샤당 생에데 가르레 셀라네 게시잖아. 아니 샤당 제외데 가르체 그래서나 저당 샤당 생에 제서나 규조진은 땅무 통에게 슈청보 지로와 메가와 슈청보 컨트롤 슈청보 샤당도 배주 컨트롤 차도 있어요.
So here in this hostility, there's no hatred. So once the hatred or the hostility that occurs in our mind, it actually freezes all other positive states of mind.
샤당 답이 디파메 소도 샤당 런질 레서는 데다 샤마니가래 지보명에 다 티무 풀런데네 뇌노마 되네 냐다 카투냐다서 징해도 샤당레로와
티무 간서
다 티무 예지체로와 다코 나손 마손 푸두도 데 티무체 아니 카투 내차세데 장보체네 다른 번도 꼬라래 윤서지 샤당 생에데 카투라 나산 마손에 잡고 보는 있었지.
So this, anger or the hostility, once you have, if this occurs in our mind, will make unhappy in this life as well as our future lifetimes. So the anger or the hatred as a very powerful, negative mind, unlike other state of negative thoughts and emotions such as attachment and ignorance. Anger is something that really that actually force you to do something right now, right away, and lead you to the wrong path, very very fast. Unlike that, ignorance and attachment.
맞아, 신주를 샤당답도 저거답이 같으면서는 샤당이 카텔라 니 저거체거로.
So therefore, it says there's no sin like a hatred. Therefore, never give hostility an opportunity, and make every effort to be patient.
장장가서 현재 저거쇼로 컨트롤 생에 사사 유치봐요. 컨트롤 사소나 근데 랑에 또 토한다고 보지다. 야나랑게 파만다고 보다. 야나랑 개견다고 보지라. 컨트롤 깨지면 지사소나 깨바 동사에 정 개산 정을 쉬우지 이님이 좀 소한다.
According to the Dharma, the teachings, the negativity or the negative karma that we accumulated through generating anger is very intense. It is very immense, very serious, in other words. Particularly when the anger arises, we lose all kind of, we lose our control. And we act in such a manner that is harmful to others. If that is harmful to others, ultimately it's harmful to oneself as well. Particularly if you get angry towards someone who have gained a high realization, spiritual realizations, and towards one's own parents and noble beings, which is said that it actually destroys the accumulation of merits of the 1,000 eons.
The control the lesson control the humidity, control the let the cocoa material number 20 to potential.
So when this anger arises, detect right away and do not give an opportunity for this anger to develop furthermore. So therefore, in every time one should engage in the practice of patience or the tolerance.
nga tsu tene kontro tene sabi kau tene la ti koko de zone zopa sengi de chiche en ti zopa de yang yang gangu da nga tsu zopa gangu mewa pena shubi yiri se taba de yang gangja se di lo tenda wa ji rang ge long wa la je ne ro to ni se to se di jinse san do ga je ya ni je se di mi yi zu la ta ma yin ba lo rang ji long wa ji na gang se de kontro ka se zopa na de se de gang yu di zopa ko long wa ji na gangu da.
So we should always, it is very, very important to practice tolerance or the patience, without which the spiritual development will not take place, period. When practicing and practicing tolerance or the patience, it doesn't require an object somewhere else to practice. You should not, it doesn't require any object that you need to rely upon to practice tolerance, because practicing tolerance is a state of mind that needs to be generated within you. You try your best to generate this the tolerance in your mind, in your continuum. Unlike the meditating on emptiness, when you are speaking about meditating on emptiness, you're focusing on something and try to understand how that things really exist, right? That there's an object and subject involved. But when speaking about the meditation on tolerance or the patience, it doesn't require subject. There's no involvement of subject and object, but rather the very state of mind, your meditation. Through your meditation, you're trying to generate that state of mind within yourself, just like a meditation on compassion.
So control ji sa de control ganja sha go ro. Control ganja control lo combat ten de control shu che de dong. Ni de ge lingwa ge sha che de ma ni sen de xin yin ga la gan ge zo de ro.
For us, when the anger arises, we meditate on anger, and we are familiarizing oneself with anger, and then the anger take advantage of us and develop furthermore. That is what has happened with us.
Ta te yil do sho che ni zopa control yung bi ko la zopa ten ni zopa la ganja zopi phe sa na dona ni yin de chi yung we sa ro.
When the anger arises, then try to meditate on tolerance or the patience, and then think about the benefits of the practicing patience.
Ta lo yin da ta te che de cha de control yin de ma ta ni mu de control che ta xia dang yin de so ta me ka sa ge me ge de me ge le ha sa tang chi ko wan ru ba la tu chen de xie jin ni ba jie jie su dong wa ne de cha se ba yin la sa de yang de kong ba na ne yu le long xue bi ri bi jian ji cui ro nyong wa la nyong wa le xiong ye xie da nang ge mi du ba dang lian yan la cha bi ni mi ma do gang ba lan do ba xia de lo ben chen bu yin yin ji zhe da long bo xian xian ma le dang nya dang ma nga bo nga yi zhong ji de ji gen zhong na gang xi nga na ne da du den ba ji xin zhong min ji jie song so song de.
Let's read through the text here again. Attachment that is craving, attachment that is craving strengthens all previously accumulated virtues and non-virtues, and enhance their power to create cyclic existence. For those in the desire realms, craving arises from the feelings caused by the mental process of contact, which involves sensory objects. Therefore, you should meditate a great deal on what is externally or internally unpleasant, on the faults of being attached to desirable objects, and thereby overcome your craving and attachment. The great Master Vasubandhu has said, the five beings, deer, elephant, butterflies, fish, and bees, are overcome by five desire objects. If a single desirable object can overwhelm each one of them, why shouldn't all five destroys someone who constantly dwell on them?
가서 마저 세번이 저생이 저래로와 nyumo tangchi ye no ne decha so shi ngi ji ye re ro de xie ge jin sa ka re se so na ba jiwa shi ma le de chen ba la decha de do shun decha cha go le se ba
jiwa shi ma
de le go ye na
so and some in
ma je se pa ni je sen ji ye ta ji ja ba chi chi te chen
the foreign stanzas the the foreign stanzas it mentioned that for craving is said to be the cause of all those delusions, all those mental afflictions, because the craving is the main contributor of cyclic existence, the rebirth of cyclic existence. So therefore, it says the craving or attachment are said to be the root cause of all these afflictions.
Labadanga sogi shiwe di le tekin debuchi mebala inchi michi sepa gore shiwe yo ro de le mena ani gar sepa yo na le sa ta sagres ani le nga yo sepa mewa ina le ni pa yo maris ani nga so da haje da jamba to le yo sepa mewa ina sana nyang to zo ro se de mo bo shu ji yo ga sepa de nyanga chesho se
it's a craving actually. It's a very it has such a characteristic of contributing all those it actually contributes to the fruition of one's own accumulated karma. Even if you have accumulated karma, the fruition of that, the result of the karma that you have accumulated, is not actually conditioned by the craving. The result will not coming into being. So the very result of the negative karma the very existence of the result of the negative karma is actually conditioned by the craving. So for example, the hatred, although the hatred is something that is very negative, right? But this is only towards someone whom we dislike, whom we do not like it, right? We generate hatred. But then this attachment can be generated towards someone whom we love and someone whom we dislike, someone whom we like and someone we dislike. So attachment can be generated for both.
Rida Lombochen yi karele che Lomboche reja le chane so shogore ani shimale se de zu yo ngaso damadan pa so na gyamone che logro men pen sido yo zu le cha nya sing de ro le cha gido ani damat le cha gido.
So see this, all these are examples of the five beings by the Vasubandhus and how this attachment, even to losing their life, of just the deers are said to be too attached towards a very soothing sound. I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but yeah, so therefore the hunters would just, in ancient time, the hunters would take all kind of very soothing fluid and so on and so forth, that they can play that and the deer can listen to it very concentrating on listening the sound, and then they get killed. Similarly, the elephants and then butterflies, it happens a lot, not here, but elephants always like to have a sensation, the tactile sensation, in other words. They will always go to where there's a huge tree and then rub their back, body. So with this, there's a possibility of losing his or her life, elephants. And butterflies have attached towards the light, and sometimes they get killed by flying over butterline, and because they are too attached towards the light, and they just go fly close towards lamb and then they get killed.
Nyatel sael chago
Then
ro
fish
karsen mege
is,
chunon betane
for-
kangati so shoguwa
Yeah,
nyazen
for food, right? They think that's when the fishermen, throw this hooking with the hook with the fake worm, so they attach to that and then thinking that's the food, so then they get killed.
tam budaman rol chile chagido ta de je den deanga se deron deanga regi teda te socha de pungoya na ngasolan deanga gala chabi chapa den doa insane ngune thone gi nya kha
So this, one of this object that your desire towards can take a life of those individuals. For us, we are attached to all of this. Sound, taste, textile sensations, and so on and so forth. So then, why wouldn't we? Then there's no doubt that we will get killed by those. Having a desire towards those 5 objects. So therefore, we are the beings of the desire realm. We have a desire towards all those.
Tanga sogi teri karikola sheso ene nyomo hiro tanga so nyomo kola sheba ta ene nyomo ge nyimi de hako so insan hako insan nyimi de shene nyomo lo kade jane ene rani ene tabata tanje chemba ene ngada chiba chijange ene nyandang ge senje tayibe senje na ya tabata tanje chemba poma taba rembo mo to ba yong so de yang arana gi jetu wa shu jetu ba de ne shu na ma na ji shinjo no to su sanene ho da ma inga cha.
So as today we talked about afflictions, mental afflictions and delusions, how they occur and how important it is for us to counteract. So now, up until now that I have wandered within the secular existence is because I'm unable to, recognize those mental afflictions. So now, from today onwards, as I have understood how the afflictions arises, how we can counteract those afflictions, I will do my best at all cost to counteract all those afflictions, not only for myself but all other sentient beings, as quick as possible. And I will cause all sentient beings to free from afflictions. And may all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in front of myself bless me to be able to do this.
若月月之明报四十年，教月颠报有人真究竟，颠报人间出月马超报，娘报就别说的年，年就全部一路就报应，偏的对的是我学报学。世间教育民众成连立住相处浪就人别讲，唐的浪就一浪别的心，教育自保人都穷究竟，浪上主别听见主西经，夜间世界莫当明明经。塞罗更多教育我报应，难道浪荡着我忙纠结？刚才贴报出了去，最近住了怎么的月子？土地那就到处出些钱，找些将子说给有去。过在罗的间，那个城里数着结巴当，老上点别着面撒松去，昨夜面色大多年就去。绕月过月心安舒，偏当的我忙里就月内。新日自往天人交作业，小别身体八度天就去。八月接到千八当，更多上波天阳天经的，天道根觉就是道路学，念完的道堂觉绕多我，就算西边叫闹解决，我刚了就多我把的。大仙给月早晚的跟讲，上波学学绕多我。